Time is now 7:10 and we'll return to open session. Jackie, roll call.
Kristen Bailey.
Here.
Nick Atwood.
Here.
Steve Byers.
Here.
Jose Jaquez.
Here.
Christopher Boyce.
Here.
Mark Charlotte. Vante Bynum.
Here.
Maria Bella Rodriguez.
And now for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. First item is public comment. Jackie, do we have any public comment?
No.
Having no public comment, we'll move into board correspondence. I'm going to go ahead and get us kicked off this time. Got to do a lot of exciting things this last week. I got to go spend the day with all the district staff with our district-wide institute day. Phenomenal work, even if I killed the microphone on accident for the day. Promise I won't do it again, Peter. Got to introduce Billy to the entire district staff, which was wonderful. Got to spend some time at the high school and Founders on Wednesday. Founders really put me to work, so that was a great time checking in students for drive-through and drop-off. And then on top of that, we've got more exciting, fun things that are kind of going on throughout the district. We had the premiere night last week, which was super fun, super awesome seeing all of our athletes get out. This Friday, we've got the DeKalb versus Sycamore game. If you haven't already, it's great pork chops. Make sure you get in there and get your tickets, especially because that $12 price goes away after tonight, so it gets more expensive. Besides that, big thing that I do want to talk about with everyone, if anyone pays attention to, city council, all of those fun things, Mayor Barnes and the city at this point in time have started their commitment towards doing a zero raise on their tax levy for this next year. Now, I want to make it very clear at this point in time, we as a Board of Education are not committing to anything with our levy and how that is going to be done. We haven't even officially approved our budget for next year yet. So it would not be appropriate for us to make any kind of comment like that at this point in time. But some big things I do want to make sure that the board is cognizant of while they think about that. The city is what is called home rule. Home rule means that they are not capped by PTEL, which we are. That is a property tax law that states that we can only raise a maximum of 5% or CPI, whichever is lower. So it's just very important that you keep that in mind. It's also important to note that over 50% of our entire budget is derived from property taxes in the area. The city of DeKalb's revenue on property taxes is 8%. So it is a much bigger impact to us when we do different things with our levy versus what they do with their levy. Now, again, I'm not ready to say which way I am on anything, but I do think it's important that we as a board just start to go through that and think about that, because October, November, and December are going to be here before we know it, and I want to make sure that we're prepared to have those conversations. Thank you.
I have some correspondence, I guess. So I wanted to recognize Lincoln Elementary for their warm welcome from the staff and the teachers. We dropped off our son at his first day of kindergarten on Monday, and everyone was there. We're very friendly. He came home afterwards and he rated it a 10 out of 10 for his day experience. So I was really appreciative. I got to talk to some of the staff there, and all the kids felt very welcomed. And so I thought that was really important for their first day. So I just wanted to let them know I appreciated that. And we've had a really good experience so far as a parent in the district now, not just a board member. So it's like a whole new experience for me. So I've been really looking forward to that.
I wanted to add to that and say that my two daughters started at Tyler this week, and one in kindergarten and one in 4th grade, and are having a wonderful experience despite a massive hiccup with the kindergartner on the first day. But I was really grateful to Principal Coleman and Assistant Principal Smith and her teachers and stuff for helping us make that transition.
Alrighty. Hearing no other board correspondence, we don't have any student board correspondence, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the consent agenda, items 5B through 5H, board minutes from August 1st and August 4th, personnel action items, payroll for July, purchase order requisitions, accounts payable, financial reports, and Sunbelt staffing service agreement, registered nurse, as presented or amended. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Nick Atwood.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Vante Bynum.
Yes.
Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
And then moving into presentations, we have the District FOS Summer Project presentation presented to us by Director.
You just get me today.
Okay, by Melissa Yu.
Hold on.
Touch the right thing, that's the problem. There
we
we
got it,
go.
we got it.
Sorry, everybody, first timer up here. So, let's see.
Not that.
This one.
Presentation's open up there.
I got it. I'm good. Here we go. Thank you, okay, perfect. So I get to be here on my first time and I'm super excited to be able to present to you with really just how amazing and awesome our summer was in facilities. Months ago, back December, January, Tammy asked you to approve a lot of summer bid projects. And we talk about all these things over the summer and all these projects and things like that. But we wanted to really be able to kind of culminate that and what that looked like for you in facility and operations. So just to start, thank you all for approving all those budgets. Big thank you to Tammy as we're transitioning right now. Tammy is still here. She's just on vacation. But we are working on transitioning myself into the role and also our new admin assistant. And that's going really well. And we're just very thankful for everyone welcoming us to that department. So to start, I'm going to kind of go through each of them and get to the projects. Our grounds crew is head by Amy Mossholder, and they do, if you've been around to our buildings, it was a very hot, humid summer. So for them to all be out there and to see the hard work they've done, they do everything from striping our parking lots to fixing kind of minimal holes in our parking lots to try to do that preventative maintenance. After we had some site improvements, they came in and did some work at Lincoln to kind of redo the grounds out there. They spread all the mulch at playgrounds and all that kind of thing. Whoop, sorry. The next is our maintenance crew. This was harder to kind of find pictures of. These are like, I feel, are behind the scenes guys. These are the guys that when there's too much condensation, in a unit and it's dripping, they're the ones changing ceiling tiles before the principal's even in the building to know that that was happening. We replaced a lot of our cameras. We worked with Matt McIntyre this summer to switch over to a different system of Verkada, which is way more efficient for anyone. JJ's nodding, yes, for anyone that uses those programs. So as our maintenance, and we're able to do a lot of that stuff in-house. That also includes, our HVAC system, our painter, our plumber, our electric, all that kind of stuff. So it really helps us save a lot of money because we don't have to outsource all of those projects. This is our custodial. I have learned this summer in walking around buildings how exciting it is to see a shiny floor. When I first started and I was walking around with Tammy, she'd be like, "Oh, this is a good one. I got to get a picture. I got to get a picture." And I was like, it's a nice clean classroom. Yeah, it looks great. She's like, "No, look at the shine." So I've really learned to appreciate that piece and that shine. But these are just some classrooms at every level. So you have an elementary one at Lincoln. You have an ELDC picture, and then you have a Clinton Rosette and a high school picture. And I will give a shout out, the bottom right one is Tammy's daughter's classroom. So we snuck in there on her over the summer. These are what the hallways look like before everyone comes back. This is an incredible amount of work for our custodial department to wax. That's why we do a lot of, you'll hear us, we talk about like replacing the tile floors with that LVT so that you don't have to wax because it's just a very time consuming process for them. But it's so cool to see it when it's like pristinely clean. So very proud of that for all those guys. One of our bid projects, one of our bigger ones this summer was we replaced 3 of the gang bathrooms in Founders. 2 downstairs and the last one that was upstairs, and then one of the Soul students that used the Soul bathroom. So they turned out really well. We had a little asbestos hiccup, but we got through that pretty quick. And thanks to the contractors on that project, they really moved it along, and we thought we were gonna have to pay some overtime, and then we didn't have to do that, which was awesome, really nice. Huntley, this was the final boiler replacement project in the district. If you ever went into the boiler rooms, they were like these huge, massive units. They actually had to take windows out to get the unit out of the building. But now there's 4 of these units in there that 2 of them are running all the time and the other 2 are just there for backup. So that if 2 of them go down, we don't have to worry about what are we doing with school and that kind of thing. So that was our final one. That actually was paid out of the life safety funds and not out of like our operation and maintenance budget. Some site improvements, if you go around, some of the new sidewalks around, we've added some new sidewalks at places that maybe had asphalt or at buildings like Lincoln that wanted kind of an extra sidewalk added in, some different things like that. But these are just some pictures of that. I've heard a lot of people over kind of by Huntley, there's now this nice sidewalk that goes all the way out to the track. My parents live over there, and so all the neighbors are like, that sidewalk's great. Like, they really like it. And so do a lot of the parents of students that are that will be going out there to football games and things like that. This was another project. We took a huge copy room at the high school that used to hold a lot of copy machines and things, and we split it in half and added a conference room for them, just because the need for spaces to meet with parents and things and meet as teams during the day. They are finding that, you know, they just needed that extra space to be able to do that collaboration. So now they have a conference room and then a smaller copy room. This is, I think, one of the prettiest ones is the new floor at Huntley. When you walk down the halls, it's just like, it's got so much Bard pride to it. There's just so much orange and black. The picture in the top left, that's actually the band room. For those of you that are old DeKalb people like me, you might have been there for lunch years ago when that was a high school, but it's now a band room, and we replaced the carpeting up at the top there. You can kind of see the orange and black carpet. And that kind of goes through the halls, and then you can see the cafeteria and all of the first floor halls in the entire ELDC and Huntley were replaced and look similar to this now. And then next summer, we've already approved, that was a 2-phase project. We'll do the upstairs second floor. So it'll match and look like that. And it'll be the same company and all the same products. So we already own all that. Our Huntley pool improvements. I really wanted to highlight our district painter and his crew repainted all of the Huntley locker rooms. They wanted to make sure they got the girls' locker room done first because they're in swim season now. So you see the girls' Huntley locker room. It needed a refresh, and this was completely done in-house by our guys. And it just gives those students so much more of a prideful space for the swim team. It's not at the high school. It's a place that, you know, we co-op with Sycamore, but it really just gives those student athletes also the same type of facilities that they get when they're at our high school. And then we epoxied all the flooring around the pool. So you can't really tell in the picture, but when you walk in there, it looks like a completely different facility. It really is very cool to see. And then this is just some other things. We painted a lot of lockers at Rosette. Again, trying to keep them from rusting, things like that. Also trying to kind of stay, they were kind of this gross blue and like, you know, so we painted all the lockers upstairs at Rosette. And then we always redo our flooring just to kind of continue to be preventative. And we have a company that comes in and does that piece. This is just a couple pictures of our ongoing solar project. I would say we're partnering with Ben on this one right now. This is a picture of Lincoln and Brooks. So those 2 schools and Tyler are the farthest along as far as solar implementation of getting it installed, and they're getting ready all to get cut over to the solar power pretty soon in the fall. We're working, you know, it's a lot of different moving pieces and parts, but we're working with a company called Sun Peak out of Madison, Wisconsin that comes down and is doing that. All of our buildings pretty much will have them, some more than others, but that's been a really cool project to see, and that will save us as a district a lot of money over time. So we'll continue to watch that. And then just to really say thank you to all of our facility operations staff. There's so many of them. They work around the clock. They're always on call. I have learned so much, and I keep telling people, I am so impressed at how responsive that team is and the amount of hard work that goes into every single day that they're here, and just the pride and passion that they really put into our district cannot be recognized enough. So I just really wanted to give them a big, huge public thank you. I'm super excited to be stepping into this role and look forward to continue to working with all of you. Thanks.
So,
Any questions?
well, one, I
Yeah.
wanted to thank you for the presentation. My jaw dropped at the girls' locker room. The swimming girls' locker room, the whole swimming facility now looks like it's 30 years, 40 years younger.
Yep.
Than it is. And these are now you just see the shoes that you have to fill in this.
Yeah, yes,
thing.
yes.
But I do have, the one question I do have is, I still see some of the trucks or not some of the trucks, some of the pallets and things from these jobs out at some of the schools. All the jobs are done, right?
Solar is not done. No,
Okay.
solar is an ongoing project.
So that's what I might be seeing is the solar.
You probably
Okay.
are seeing solar, but if you see something, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll go check it out. Most of
Okay.
them are probably solar. Huntley right now has a lot of pallets when you drive by because they're actually housing some of the materials for multiple schools. Just because it was easier to kind of have one landing zone. Huntley, they're getting ready to deliver, so you'll probably see new things at Huntley. What we're trying to do is we work with the administration and figure out where is safe places for them to hoist everything onto the roof. We make sure that they're not doing things that are noisy as far as like during the school day, or they're doing a lot of the outside, the land ground stuff up to the roof. Before or after school hours or on weekends, just to make sure that we're not impacting the school day specifically. And it's interesting because everybody, I felt like a lot of our principals were like, well, aren't we gonna hear drilling all day? They're not actually drilled into the roof. They're like sitting on there, like with like these cement. It's really cool. I've learned to climb a lot of ladders this summer. So it's been fun, but yeah, so that's still an ongoing. So that is probably what you see. And that's still in a lot of our buildings.
Great,
Mhm.
thank you.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Awesome. Thanks.
Thank
guys.
you. Moving into old business, first item is item A, Press Plus Release 122. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the Press Plus Release 122 as attached. Do I have a motion?
So moved, second.
Jackie, roll call.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Dante Bynum. Yes. Kristen Bailey.
Yes.
Nick Atwood.
Yes.
Item B, La Cosecha Conference Request. It is recommended the Board of Education approve this request for staff to attend the conference. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Jose Jaquez. Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Dante Bynum. Yes. Kristen Bailey. Yes. Nick Atwood.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Item C, DCTA program course approval, salary schedule, credit, PRC committee minutes. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the attached item. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Dante Bynum. Yes. Kristen Bailey. Yes. Nick Atwood.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
Yes.
Item D, approval of salary increases for unaffiliated staff 26-27 amendment. It is recommended the Board of Education approve the amended unaffiliated salary and benefits recommendations as attached. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Dante Bynum. Yes. Kristen Bailey. Yes. Nick Atwood.
Yes.
Steve Byers.
Yes.
Jose Jaquez.
No.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes. Moving into new business. Item A, Adelante MS Biliteracy Curriculum Work PD Agreement for 26-27, presented to us by AJ Crook.
Red button.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to ask for approval for our consultant with Adelante to join us again this year. We've been working with them since we started two-way dual language curriculum writing in third grade. And as we roll up each year, we renew our contract. So this is a continuation with them for our biliteracy units for 6th and 7th grade this year.
Does anyone have any questions? Having no questions, we have consensus to bring this back.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Item B, this one is information and action. Google for Education 26 Leader Series Conference presented to us by Ben Bale.
Good evening, everyone. So this is for approval of out-of-state travel to attend a conference being hosted by Google. I was invited personally by Google to attend the conference. I just need the approval to basically purchase the airline ticket. They were taking care of the rest.
You're a big deal.
In very small circles.
Which would be funded by what?
So this is being funded by Title II, so it's not coming out of general funds.
Does anyone have any other questions? Do we have consensus to bring this back?
No.
Oh, this is action. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Nancy Bynum?
Yes.
Kristen Bailey?
Yes.
Nick Elwood?
Yes.
Steve Myers?
Yes.
Jose Jaquez?
Yes.
Christopher Boyce?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. C, Glad Training PD request presented to us by AJ Crook.
Hello again. This is seeking permission to send our 2 GLAD trainers and a middle school teacher to GLAD training in California this year. Last year, we sent them to a secondary training. They've been trained in elementary GLAD, which is guided language acquisition design. It makes the content accessible to all English learners, regardless if they're in multilingual programming or content ESL, but it's actually good for all students in developing their academic English. So they have been training cohorts for years. Last year, they went to a secondary train the trainer module and came back and trained, I want to say there were 28 educators. Now, when you pay for this training yourself, it's $800 per person. But because we were able to train our own trainers and offer it here, I can't math right now because it's very late, but whatever 800 times 28 is, that's how much money we saved in doing this. So there's a second module that we're asking to send them to in California in October, and they would go learn about it, come practice it here, and implement it with our staff again this summer. There's 4 modules total, so this would get them trained in the second round of modules.
AJ, are we allowed to, and if we are we looking into bringing in people from other districts to get that training?
We
by our
do,
trainer?
actually. I'm glad you asked. I should have said that, JJ. We had 3 people come in from out of district and pay the $800 per person.
Making us money.
Yeah, we're making money. Our GLAD, I don't know, well, I will say it publicly because I'm very proud of the work that we do. Our GLAD account has pulled in as of July 15th. I want to say it was like $13,000 were in the coffers. Yes, exactly. It's a great thing for all of our educators to go through this training, and also for our district bringing in money.
So I will add, just before you jump in, so one of our goals actually is to have more GLAD certified trainers to be able to do this. GLAD has actually reached out to us because they don't have certified trainers in this area. So we would be the
Like
hub,
the regional
yes,
training center.
The hub, not Rochelle
Mhm.
hubs, but yes, we would be the hub. And people would be coming to us for training because we'd have the trainers available.
Yes, thank you.
I guess I just have my one question. Looking at the flights, why does it cost more money to send the trainers versus a teacher on a plane?
It's the days. So the
Okay.
trainers have to be there October 12th through 15th, and the teacher has to be there the 13th and 14th.
Okie dokie.
Mhm.
Do we have any more questions? Okay, no more questions. We have consensus to bring this back.
Yes.
Thank you. Item D, WASBO Master Facilities Master Conference presented to us by Melissa Yu.
So we are asking for you to approve at the next meeting for out-of-state travel for our nighttime custodian supervisor to go to the WASBO, which is Wisconsin Association of School Business Officials Conference. It is in the Dells. We would like to send him. It will be paid for out of our O&M budget. But he would be going up there. This was a conference that Tammy recommended our supervisors go to. It's Wisconsin's association, but it really encompasses all of Iowa, Illinois, this whole area. So it's a good networking opportunity. Also a good training opportunity for him as he continues to grow his leadership skills.
I'm gonna ask, why aren't you going?
I won't lie, I have a previous engagement that was planned before I even took this position. So I will be back here a year from now asking for you to send me to it.
Because it's an excellent conference.
Yes,
and I
I've heard great things.
think you should really take advantage of it.
Yes, I totally will. And the Illinois one is in the spring, so I will attend that one, but I will plan to go to this one next year. I just had a prior obligation before I even applied for this position, so.
Acceptable.
Is that acceptable?
Any
Thank you.
other questions? Hearing no other questions, we have consensus to bring this back.
Yes.
Item E, information EHS varsity agreement. It's presented to us by Elise.
Okay, I am here asking you to approve at the next meeting the 3-year renewal agreement with Varsity Yearbook. This is the company we use to print and bind our yearbook. And all of the cost is covered by yearbook sales and course fees. Any questions?
Hearing no questions, do we have consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Yes. Item F, amending request to attend Innovative School Summit, presented to us by Dr. Anthony Jones.
His first one, right?
Yes, sir.
Call the questions.
All right. Good evening, everyone. As you may recall, in May of 2026, the board, you all approved a request for Mrs. Beaton and Mrs. Fosler to attend the Innovative School Summit in Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, due to the timing of the approval and limited conference availability, registration for the Nashville conference was full before registration was completed. Therefore, I asked the board to approve an amendment to the previously approved conference request, allowing the same 2 teachers to attend the Innovative School Summit, but this time in San Antonio, Texas, for December the 3rd through the 6th for this year. The funding for the conference will come from Title II grant funds.
Any questions?
What's the difference between the two? Or it's the same cost, more or less?
Same conference, different location. The main difference this time is that the past conference was over the summer, so this time there will be additional funds to cover subs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hearing no other questions, do we have consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item G, benefit rate renewal and changes for plan year 2027, which will be, I'm assuming, presented to us by our benefits consultants and Deidre Salas.
That is correct. And also joining us is Stacy Smith, our benefits coordinator. So benefits, we come to you every fall, usually in September, but per the board's request, we were able to get the renewal earlier because last year was a big shocker to us. We had a lot of sticker shock because nationally, benefit costs went up, skyrocketed all across the board, education and all other industries. So this year we were presented, our benefit consultants were presented with our renewal rates. And as always, they started higher and there was a negotiation process. They got them brought down lower. Our numbers do not look like last year. So that is something to celebrate. Nevertheless, there is an increase because that is the nature of the business. So I will let them explain that from here. And then I can jump back in if necessary.
Thank you. It's a little different than it was last year standing here in front of you guys, believe me. That was not fun. I want to talk about last year. We had a big rate increase because the loss ratio, remember, the amount of money we pay the insurance company to the amount they pay in claims, they were drastically upside down last year. In fact, they finished at 135% upside down. When you look at the renewals, the carrier goes back 3 years and then they start moving forward and with the data, but they basically take the last 12 months so that they kind of know what they're picking up for 27. Make sense? So the renewal is already done, which means that the last 6 months of 25 roll into this renewal this year. So we had to have that weighted to make sure that the underwriter and everybody knew that January 1st, we had that big rate increase and that should offset that loss ratio. And in fact, it did. So currently in the geographical area, medical and pharmacy, there's approximately a 9% trend increase. So 7.4% of that is on medical alone. The renewal this year is less than trend, which is great news for us. Okay. The plan is doing well. We do still have ongoing issues. We have 10 claimants that account for about 16% of our overall plan costs so far year to date in 26. They are large dollar claims and they will be ongoing. Those will continue to be watched. I want to go into them.
Let's start with the recommended fees or going to each one.
Yeah, so the recommendation, we met with the insurance committee multiple times during the year. In fact, we just met last week with them to go through all the options that were available. And the recommendation is to stay with Blue Cross Blue Shield for the medical, pharmacy, dental, and move the vision to them as well. They use iMed's network, which is the same as what we have currently. So it's really just a switch. Namesake wise, there's one difference to the plan. There is a $10 increase to the exam. So that would be a one-time hit every year with a 4-year rate guarantee, which is what we need. Each component that we move to Blue Cross Blue Shield, we get a bigger discount on the medical. So that savings that we're picking up, that 0.5 point on the vision, is needed to keep our rates down. The overall rate increase is 6.5%. Again, we're lower than trend. As you can see through the proposal, we move in the same. Yeah. The rates for the PPO plan, $750, $1,700. The HMO plan right below that. We also had a 29% increase in enrollment in HMO last year. The dental plan remains the same. Again, we get that extra percent for the bundle on the medical premium. Vision rates. The vision rates went up. So it's a little over $1 per employee per month. Again, that's a 4-year rate guarantee. The Voya voluntary products are still under a rate guarantee, so there's no change to those premiums, which greatly helps out the employees. Any specific questions for renewal for benefits this year?
So you said we had a 29% increase in the HMO enrollment. Is that people moving from the PPO to the HMO, or is that new employees, or a mix of both? And then second part of that, doesn't that help lower the cost then for the providers? Like, did that contribute to why we got a lower rate, or like how much of a discounted rate are we getting with so many people migrating towards the more cost-effective plan for the providers?
It is a mix of existing employees, because remember we had the rate increase last year, but a lot of it has to do with new employees that are enrolled in the plan. There is some difference between the two, obviously, because the HMO model does have capitation where they pay a physician a certain amount or a provider a certain amount of money, whether you see them or not during the month. So that definitely does have an effect on the overall rates. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Just real quick, on the medical, you have singles plus spouse plus children. Is there a cap on the number of children that are for that $2,700?
No.
Okay.
No.
Big families get the bonus.
Right.
Thank you.
Does that rate go, so is it like 2+ children and then you're paying the same rate, or is it every additional child you add, you're paying a higher rate?
Employee and child or children?
Okay.
You bet.
Any more questions?
I just want to add one thing about the vision. The change from iMed to Blue Cross Blue Shield does add the $10 copay, but even if we remained with iMed and took a higher rate renewal, that copay would have been added. So that's not just because of the change in provider.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, hearing no other questions, thank you guys. And do we have consensus to bring this back?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'll turn it over to you, Billy.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Chris stole a little bit of my thunder already with them FMBO challenge and everything. Welcoming or inviting everybody to Friday night's game, DeKalb versus Sycamore. Actually made a little friendly wager with Dr. Campbell today, superintendent from Sycamore. If our team wins, then she has to wear orange and black of my choosing next week. If Sycamore wins, then I have to wear gold and black of her choosing. I just told her not to make it a crop top and we should be okay. But if she does, I'll make sure I wear something underneath. So we have that little friendly rivalry coming up. But I also wanted to mention that the girls volleyball team is going to be at the Combo Center, DHS versus Sycamore High School as well, next Wednesday, 6 p.m., August 26th. So come support our boys, but also come support our girls as well. And that's a nice friendly rivalry that we have. Just to piggyback off of what Chris said with Institute Day, I just want to thank the staff. It was great to feel so welcome from the staff. Maybe not 100%, but it felt like 99.9% of them. And the comments and the vibes that we were getting from the staff and feeling at ease and good vibes felt really good. I've been able to be part of DFSA welcoming back when they came back for their PD, for when the OPs came back and the OAs. So just welcoming everybody back and them being, I'm bad at saying this word, the reciprocity, right? Is that like the back and forth of it has been great. All right. So yeah, thank you. I'll work on that. So it's been a great feeling, and I felt very embraced as a new superintendent. So I absolutely appreciate that. I want to thank Dr. Mahmood and all the staff that suggested her coming, that went to the responsive ed camp this summer at NIU. She was very well received. We had a field house of 300 plus staff, and the engagement that we had in that room was awesome. Peter himself said, like, I've never seen people actually listen for so long in the 59 years he's been here. So, so that's a great feeling to hear that. And Dr. Mahmood, she was very impressed with our staff and our Institute Day. So thank you. For those of you who didn't see, Chris gave me a little necklace and bowed down. So I don't know. We'll make sure to get that on maybe Facebook or something. So that was great. First days were awesome. We had our district office going out. As you all know, and I mentioned in our District Institute Day, it's one of my goals to ensure that our district office is supporting our buildings. So we want to keep that going for sure. And one of the principals texted me the very first day and said, what a great feeling to drive by the district office, see no cars, knowing that they're supporting in our buildings. So we want to make sure that we continue to do that. As I have my one-on-ones with our directors, our cabinet members, I'll make sure I'm checking in to see who's getting out there. By all means, you all are my eyes and ears as well. So if you're not seeing people out there, please let me know. Go ahead and be the tattletales. That's okay. Because that's part of my goal, and I want to make sure that I follow through with that. Chris mentioned the premiere night, great night. So I won't mention that anymore. But I do want to mention today, NIU, the city of DeKalb, and Jennifer Gross, who works for NIU, they did an event called Together from the Start. So really looking to get the new leaders in DeKalb, Sycamore area together so that we can build a network. And that's actually where Dr. Campbell and I made our friendly wager of Friday night's game. But I told her, if we don't take her out this Friday, we will most definitely do it in January at our basketball game. So it might be a give and take. I hope it's not a take and take, because that's not what I'm looking forward to. I'm 1-0, so hoping to make it 3-0 by the end of the school year. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, It is recommended the Board of Education adjourn to closed session for the purpose of collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. One thing to note, the board will not be returning to open session afterwards, so it will just be closed session and then over. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Jackie, roll call.
Kristen Bailey,
Yes.
Atwood,
Yes.
Steve Byers,
Yes.
Jose Jaquez,
Yes.
Christopher Boyce.
Yes.
Nancy Bynum.
Thank you all.